Hey, Good Fox here. So I want to do a quick little video about MUT Squads or team play coming to 18. We got some new information today. Yesterday, this picture was tweeted out where we kind of see the MUT Squads logo here. We kind of figured out what that said. They're having the three teammates play one-on-one versus each other. All right, so moving on, we got more details this morning on the MUT subreddit. There was a post by a MUT Reddit account, EA Verified, or a message from Jake Stein, basically saying what's to be expected for the blog next year. So this is the very first producer blog of 18. Jake Stein had the privilege of writing it. I'll put this link in the description so you can read through it at your own pace. But basically after this introduction here, we have every MUT Squad games will start 3 versus 3. You do this by clicking on the MUT Squads tile inside of Madden Ultimate Team. So it is looking like it's your Madden Ultimate Team, and that's what you play on your 3-3. We'll get into that more in a second. There's going to be a lobby there. You can invite your friends or go into a game together, or by entering matchmaking on your own, we'll pair you with 2 other players. It's perfectly clear, no matter if it's just you or one other friend in the MUT Squads lobby, we will find additional players it takes to enter a MUT Squads game. So no matter how many friends you have, you will find a MUT Squads game, and you can play some 3-on-3s. So there will be some random matchmaking there. So for those of us without friends like myself, this is a very big thing for us. There's also some very important decisions to be made while in the MUT Squads lobby, and this is really start to differentiate yourself. Basically, the 3 available roles are offensive captain, defensive captain, and head coach. And there's, as you see below there, they're right there. So diving in more there, the offensive captain brings in all players from offense and special teams for that uses MUT lineup, so it's a very important role. The defensive captain brings all the defense, and the head coach kind of looks like the head coach can have the worst of the teams. If you got a better team in MUT, you want to be offense or defense, one of those captains. But the offense captain brings in the offensive playbooks and calls every play on offense, which is cool. You control the quarterback at the start of play, which is nice. You're not player locked to QB post snap. It's nice that they're giving out some details. If you call a run play and neither of the other 2 human control players are on the halfback, the player controlling the quarterback will immediately switch and become the ball carrier. Pretty normal to MUT and Madden, but I don't know why other people wouldn't want to be the ball carrier if you're the quarterback, unless you're the god player and they're just kind of like average. But it is what it is. Controls all audibles and adjustments on offense. Basically, the offense captain runs the offense. When on defense, you control any of the 11 players, not controlled by another player. So you don't have to lock on to linebackers, defensive line, or secondary. There was some of that in Madden 25 where you had to lock onto it. And also with the ball carrier, I think the computer ran it in 25 if nobody was there. So, yeah, offensive captain looks kind of like the best position to me to be, because quarterback on offense is the most enjoyable position. Unless, being a wide receiver is kind of fun, and ball carrier at times. So the defensive captain, you bring all your defense for that uses MUT lineup like we talked about, brings in the defensive playbook and calls every play on defense. So also a very key player. When on defense, the user can control any 11 players on the field, not controlled by another user. But I know on defense in Madden, a lot of times the defense is not very varied at high-end levels of competitive play. So it's not as big a deal for the defense. Basically, you're setting what I imagine there's going to be like 3 linebacker users or 3 users on the defense. So you're really calling mostly the over-the-top coverage, and then people will be adjusting the users other coverages underneath. There's no locking into only linebackers, defensive line, or secondary. Controls all audibles and adjustments on defense. So only one player gets to control the adjustments on defense. That's solid. That makes sense, I guess. So yeah, well, I don't know if I'd like that more or less than everybody would be able to make adjustments, because then it's more cohesive that way, but you're able to make fewer adjustments than everybody making them. Yeah, because then the other 2 people are just kind of passengers on defense. When on offense, the user can control anyone besides the QB at the start of any given play. Very cool. Head coach, and we'll get into more about like what happens when somebody drops in a little bit. Brings in the head coach stadium and uniforms for that user's MUT lineup. Who cares? Calls timeouts and determines the result of penalties on the squad. The penalties, I don't think there'll be many penalties in MUT next year, just like we saw in 17. When on offense, you can control anyone besides the quarterback, just like the defensive captain, so only the offensive captain can be the quarterback. When on defense, the user can control any of the 11 players on the field not controlled by another user, so very similar to the offensive captain that way. So the head coach does feel like it's the strongest title, but the worst player. That's probably going to be the player that has the least amount of responsibilities. As you can tell, the head coach role has little less responsibilities in MUT Squad in the field. We have found this role is perfect for friends that may be newer to Madden Ultimate Team. So they're saying the same thing I just said. If you aren't ready for the challenge of calling plays, but want to still experience squad for Madden, you get to be the head coach, which is weird because head coach usually has the most responsibilities in real life. Not that, who cares? It's just names, right? While the head coach may not be bringing in players, it will be still important to make sure all 3 players in the MUT Squad are on the same page working together to come away with the victory. Now that you understand the roles, you're ready to jump into the game. As I mentioned earlier, each game will start off 3 versus 3. In the event that a player must leave early before the session is completed, the game will continue on, and the role of the player who left will be transferred to someone else left in the game. For example, if your offensive captain leaves early, the play call and QB responsibility move to the head coach, and everything else stays exactly the same, and the game will still be played to completion. Now, they don't say how long the game's going to be, but let's just say 4-minute quarters probably. I hope they don't go to 5-minute quarters because that's a long time for 3 guys to stay together. And 25 had a lot of problems with dropped connections. It was rare to get in a full game. There are also quite a few gameplay mechanics that have just been designed with MUT Squads in mind, but those details have to wait for another blog. Just know that it's never been more fun to play the skill position like will be Madden NFL 18. And then talk about EA Play June 10th through 12th. I'll be bringing you more information on this channel about what we hear out of EA Play 10th through 12th, trying to keep you updated on Madden 18. They do have another Reddit AMA on June 2nd. This AMA will specifically focus on MUT Squads and will be an opportunity for us to clear up any questions. So go back to Reddit on June 2nd at 4 p.m. Eastern to ask your questions on anything we went over. And then there's a link for free EA Play tickets. Again, this link will be in the description. Thanks for reading it all the way to the end, but now it's back to the grind. More routes to run and passes to pick off. And the MUT Squad logos. There it is. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Let's discuss. What do you think about MUT Squads? Are you excited? I think it's going to be quite exciting. There was some speculation that we get it in 17, but it's coming for 18 only. Thanks for watching. Call to action. I will see you tomorrow.